Hello, this is Bruce Maloch, State Senator for District 12, with an update on the coronavirus, a look at the state's revenue report for the fiscal year end, and a word about the 4th of July. Let's look at the numbers for the coronavirus. As of July 2nd, we've had 22,075 cases of COVID-19 in the state of Arkansas. That's an average daily increase of 573 for the past week. That's about where we were a week ago. And we had a few days of decreasing numbers this past week, but then on July 2nd, we had a total number of cases of 878, and that's the highest daily increase that we've had. The active cases a week ago were 5,695. That increased to 6,098. That's an increase in active cases of 403 for the week. The number of hospitalizations did come down a little bit, but certainly the last 2 or 3 weeks have really seen some high numbers, and so we've got to continue to be careful, particularly with the activities that will be coming up this weekend. Let's look at some of the state's fiscal numbers. Our fiscal year end is June 30th, and we've got those revenue numbers in. We ended up with a $360 million balance above the revenue forecast. But if you'll remember, back in March, the revenue forecast was cut by $353 million. So what this means is we basically made up the amount of that cut and ended up pretty close to where we thought we would be at the beginning of the fiscal year. Now, what this additional revenue allowed us to do was to put another $120 million into the public school fund. Also, $42 million flowed to the colleges and universities. And then on the last day of the fiscal year, the governor did revise the forecast upward, and that allowed money to flow to the Medicaid and replenish the Medicaid trust fund. That added $72 million there, and it got that trust fund back up to $255 million, and that's where we started the fiscal year, so that's good. With all the numbers considered, we finished with about $225 million of unallocated reserves, and that money will just stay there until the legislature meets again next spring, and so that would be considered surplus. And so all in all, it's a good year. Now, some of the money that we took in the last month or two was for income tax that we thought would be delayed until July, but a lot of the people went ahead and paid that income tax, and so our revenue in July may be down a little bit because of that, but we ended up with a good fiscal year, all in all considered. Well, this weekend is the 4th of July, and I have 2 reasons to celebrate, and that's the reason that I have my granddaughter Reese with me today. Reese's birthday is the 4th of July. Reese is our oldest granddaughter. Martha and I have 5 grandchildren. They're all girls, and Reese was born 15 years ago on the 4th of July. She is smart. She makes good grades. She's a pretty good farmhand. She's got show pigs in the barn. She enjoys showing at jackpot shows throughout the summer and then the fairs in the fall, and so she's one of the reasons that the 4th of July is special. When she was little, I tried to convince her that everyone would shoot firecrackers for her birthday, but it didn't take her long to figure out that the reason for the firecrackers was the other 4th of July celebration, our country's independence. And that independence to me represents liberty and our freedoms and opportunity. An opportunity for me has been an opportunity to work hard, to get a good education, and to have a good job here in South Arkansas where I wanted to live. And I hope that my children and my grandchildren and your grandchildren have those same opportunities. That's the reason that I've always worked hard to support education, economic development initiatives, better access to health care, and better and improved infrastructure like our roads and broadband that is so much needed. And those are issues that I will continue to fight for, so again that your children and grandchildren have the same opportunities that I had and the same opportunities that I hope Reese and my other grandchildren have. It's going to be hot this weekend. As you get out, I hope you have a good 4th of July weekend, but be careful, be safe, and I know there's a lot of activities, but try to practice social distancing because of this increase in the COVID numbers. Use a mask when you can't do that, and feel free to contact me if I can help you in any way.